Today, we're diving straight into 7 actionable passive income streams, and we're going to break them down by the real time and money they actually require. If you've ever wondered how wealth is truly built behind the scenes, you are absolutely in the right place. So let's just get right into it.
Money doesn't grow on trees, right? You've heard it, I've heard it. It's arguably the biggest cultural law young people are fed, usually right around the time they turn 18 or 19. And this single phrase is used to funnel us into the traditional path: get a standard job, lock down a mortgage, and ultimately trade your precious hours for dollars.
And will the result of that cultural lie? It's a society perfectly designed around working nonstop, grinding away every single hour of the day just to reach this traditional retirement age of 67. The whole game plan is to grind until you finally hit this magic number, and then you can stop. But we're here today to look at the math and the methods of people who completely bypass that system.
But to do that, we really need to redefine what we're talking about here. The absolutely crucial point is that true passive income isn't just hoping a stock you bought goes up in value. Because think about it, if you have to sell your stock to get your cash out, that's just a bonus, right? It's not a reliable income stream. True passive income is actual predictable cash flowing into your bank account every single month without ever having to kill your golden goose to get it.
So how do we actually get there? We're going to break this down into 4 distinct categories, starting with category number 1, money-driven stocks and startups.
The most traditional path for folks who already have some capital is dividend investing, and this brilliantly illustrates the whole stock market hierarchy. When you buy shares in massive, established companies, they pay you a share of their profits. But you can't just pick any random company. You want the top tier. Dividend kings are companies that have not only paid a dividend, but actually increased it for 50 consecutive years. Right below them are dividend aristocrats with 25 years of increases. You want these reliable kings or aristocrats paying you predictably, rather than getting trapped by risky companies offering unsustainably high yields that might literally collapse overnight.
Okay, let's do the stark math on this, just to put it into perspective. To make an easy $100 a week in pure passive income using a reliable real-world stock like Starbucks, which currently sits at around a 2.4% annual yield, you would need to invest a very specific amount. Since there are 52 weeks in a year, $100 a week is $5,200 a year. To get that at 2.4%, you'd need to invest exactly $26,666. Now, when we benchmark this strategy, you'll see the trade-off super clearly. Dividend stocks take a 1 out of 5 for time. It takes almost 0 time to click buy on a stock. And earning that $100 a week gets a 5 out of 5 for ease once the money is actually there. But that middle metric is the catch. They require a massive 5 out of 5 for upfront money.
But what if you have capital and want to be a bit more hands-on? Private investing is your next option. And you generally have 2 paths. You can be an angel, which usually means backing friends and family with smaller amounts, being a bit more forgiving, taking less control. Or you can be a shark. Sharks bring deep pockets, demand a controlling interest, and utilize their own business expertise to force the company to grow. A fantastic real-world example of this is Ryan Reynolds. He uses his capital to buy into companies, leverages his massive social media presence to absolutely explode their value, and then walks away with multi-million-dollar exits. On our benchmark, private investing requires moderate money, a 3 out of 5, simply because you can start with a few $1,000s. It takes a 2.5 in time because you have to carefully vet these businesses. You can't just throw money at anything. And hitting that $100 a week mark gets a 2 out of 5 for ease. That's because it depends heavily on your negotiation skills with the entrepreneur and the unique value you can add to help their business grow.
But hey, what if you're just starting out? Maybe you're rich in time, but lacking in cash. That brings us to category number 2, time-driven hustles and content. Our first time-driven strategy is automating a side hustle. Consider a skilled dog trainer who's barely getting by. Why is that? Because his income is capped by the hours in his day. He's literally selling his time. To fix this, you follow a specific playbook. First, identify your unfair advantage. What are you better at than most people? Second, build a digital asset around it, like a training manual or an online course. Third, host it online. And fourth, advertise on social media platforms like TikTok. All of a sudden, a localized hustle scales globally.
By utilizing modern all-in-one AI website builders, the time investment for this drops to a totally manageable 3 out of 5. It requires a 1 out of 5 for money, literally just a few bucks for web hosting. And making $100 a week? It's exceptionally easy, earning a 1 out of 5. Think about it. If your course is $25, you only need 4 sales a week to hit your goal.
The next time-driven strategy is online content creation. Look, for decades, traditional media hoarded all the advertising dollars. The internet blew the doors right off that. But to succeed, you gotta follow this playbook. You don't need expensive gear. You just need to become an avid consumer of your niche and steal like an artist, which really just means blending the best ideas you see into your own unique voice. You absolutely must pick a highly specific niche so viewers know exactly what to expect from you. And this is crucial. Stop asking your mom if your videos are good. You need to seek brutal feedback from strangers. Your ultimate initial goal? Hitting that YouTube monetization threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
So, what's the trade-off for this massive potential? Well, content creation is a grueling 5 out of 5 for time. It is a long, hard grind. But it gets a 1 out of 5 for money. It costs nothing to start using the phone you already have in your pocket. And surprisingly, the ease of making $100 a week is also a 1 out of 5. Once the algorithm favors your high-quality content, you can easily generate $100 a day, let alone a week.
Moving right along to category number 3, skill-driven, affiliates, and software.
First up here is affiliate marketing. And the golden rule is simple. Provide value to your audience that wildly exceeds what you get in return. Get this real-world example from our source data. A teenager noticed her bank was offering $10 for new signups. She literally just texted her promotion link to her friends. Within hours, 30 friends signed up, and she made $300 in a single day while just sitting in bed. It completely proves that promoting products you actually use to an audience that trusts you is a highly profitable skill.
Now, because this isn't some shady get-rich-quick scheme, it takes a 3.5 out of 5 for time to build genuine audience trust. However, it requires a 1 out of 5 for money. Absolutely $0 to get started. The ease of making $100 a week sits at a solid 2 out of 5. Once your content is doing the heavy lifting, those links just pay out passively. Our second skill-driven path is building a digital tool or software. One creator noticed membership organizations couldn't track their data. So what did he do? He built a software, moved to a subscription model, and eventually sold it for millions. And hey, if you aren't a coder, you just need to be the ideas person. You generally have 3 funding paths here. You can bootstrap, meaning you keep all the equity but spend your own cash. You can seek angel investment, using outside money but giving up pieces of your business. Or you can form a coder partnership, which saves upfront cash but means you split the equity with the person actually building it.
I won't lie to you, creating software is an absolute grind, taking a full 5 out of 5 for time to conceptualize, test, and build. It also takes a 3.5 out of 5 for money. But look at the ease of hitting our benchmark goal. It's a 1 out of 5. If you sell a simple business-to-business subscription for $20 a month, you literally only need 20 customers to hit your $100 weekly goal. That's it.
Finally, let's uncover the literal gold mine you might already be sitting on right now in category number 4, asset-driven, rent your stuff.
Most people are completely blind to the assets sitting right around them. A guy who was struggling to pay his bills actually laughed when someone told him he should rent out his driveway near a train station. But weeks later, he realized he could fit 2 commuter cars on it, bringing in an effortless $140 a week. The truth is, you can rent almost anything. Apps like Fat Llama let you rent out expensive camera gear or camping equipment. Turo lets you rent your car. You can even rent out your actual cash through peer-to-peer lending platforms. This is literally the ultimate low-effort play. It takes a 1 out of 5 for time and a 1 out of 5 for money. You simply snap and upload a few photos of things you already bought and own to an app. Hitting $100 a week is a 2 out of 5 for ease. It purely depends on how many spare assets you have lying around gathering dust.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a challenge. Honestly assess your own life right now. Do you have excess time, excess capital, or maybe a totally unique skill? What is your unfair advantage? And more importantly, what is the hidden asset you're sitting on right now that you are actively choosing not to monetize? Pick just one of these 7 paths, take real action, and start reclaiming your financial future today. Thanks so much for learning with me.